So today we're going to be drawing the most adorable little cat. It is the Alolan starter Litten. So let's start with getting a small little cap and drawing a circle. So I'm just going to draw around here like so. Don't have to use a cap, you can do freehand if you wish, but just to make it a little bit easier we're going to use a little bottle cap like that. Or you could use a giant coin if you've got one. And then we're going to use a ruler to make a couple of guidelines. So roughly in the middle of your circle, draw a line straight down, about that much. So below the circle should be just about another circle sort of height, just about that much. Then draw a parallel line on the left side of the circle, about the same length, and on the right side like this. Can't really see where I'm going there. Next, draw a line right down the middle of your circle, a little horizontal line across. So I've got a little cross that goes through the circle like that. And then draw another one in between the middle line and the bottom line, so roughly about here. So that's where the bottom of the eyes will be. You can probably already see his eyes taking shape there. It's just slightly above middle line there. Next up, draw a line across that is about the same size as your circle below it. So I'm just going to get my circle for reference, like that, and then slightly higher, draw a line across. So that's where his paws will finish. So this bit will be his body. Next up, draw a little line that is roughly this width, but to the sides of the side of the circle. So I'm just going to draw a line down, like that, and one on the other side, quickly like this. So this is where his whiskers will end up, and then draw a line across from the top that is roughly this width, or this height, sorry, up. So about here, draw a line across. So that'll be your marker for his ears, like so. And then a couple more guidelines to go, guys, until we start drawing. If you draw another 2 vertical lines that are in between the middle line and the side lines. So next, what you need to do is start with the eyes. Let's start with the eyes. So go from the middle and then draw like a little half circle from the middle line until the side, but leave a little gap between, say something like that. So there'll be a little gap on either side and it will cut through this middle point here. And do the same for the other side, so left to right like that. Those are your little eyes. And you can finish the eyes by just going across like this. Next up, draw a little muzzle. So that's slightly below the middle. Just stick to that center line. And draw again a little half circle. And then a little sort of rounded triangle nose like that. Upside down triangle. Slightly rounded corners for his nose. And then draw his mouth. He's usually quite confused, so a bit angry, but I'm going to give him a little bit of a smile, like that. So again, almost like quarter circles, like that. So the next bit I like to do is continue with the hair. So from the middle line at the top, add a couple of sort of curved triangles, so like that, 1 and then 2. Feel free to pair about with his hair. He's usually got quite funky hair. Do the same on the other side, like that. So keep in between these lines, don't go too far on either side. And next up is the triangles for the ears. So the best way is to start from the tuft of fur here, go up to this point, and then down to the circle. So up like that, curve it slightly as you go up, and then curve it again as you go down. You might end up just going out of this sideline like that. That's his ear. He's looking quite cool. I like him already. And do the same from the other side. So I like drawing from the left to the right sometimes. So I'll start from the side here, go up to the point, and then down. I realise I've made this guideline a bit too tall, so you can just drop it down a little bit. Otherwise he'll have massive ears, and we don't really want that. So the next step is to draw the inner bits of his little ears. So just the best way to start is from actually following the circle for your guidelines. So go slightly from the edge of either side of the ear, follow the circle down like that, and then just draw straight up, leaving the same amount of space, and down. Repeat that for the other ear, like so. Okay, that ear looks a bit weird, but that'll do. And now for the little bits that go across his head, little markings across his head. Now this is where we need an additional guideline. So one that goes from the middle until the top. Just draw a guideline across the middle, top bit of his head, like so. We'll use that as our marker. So what we need to do is, if you go from somewhere around here, it doesn't need to be precise, just slightly below the top of his head, draw a little triangle but without the base, like so. Then draw sideways triangles again without bases, so like that. Two little pointy bits. Then follow down, little lines down. And then the next bit is triangles that go across and line up with his eyes. So you go across, line up with the eye and then back, across, line up with the eye and then back. And then to finish this off, just do a little downwards triangle and use this middle line as a guide, like so. There we go. So now that we've done the top bit, let's draw his little eyes in. So using these middle lines as guides, draw his eyes in, kind of like long U shapes. And because of the way, usually a little bit sarcastic, so his eyes are cut off in the middle there. Then just do little lines across the middle of his eyes, and then shade the top bit in black. Doesn't he look cute? And then what we need to do is draw the whiskers. Now the whiskers actually start from about here. So the best way to do that is, if you want, you don't have to, but you can add in another vertical line that's just following under his mouth, like so. And then using his cheek as a reference and the underneath of his eye, so this point here, go across, diagonally across, like that. And then you can do the same on the other side, like so. Just meet these side lines like that. And then draw 3 little bumps. 1, 2, 3. Like that. 1, 2, 3. And kind of don't really go straight, go a little bit diagonal on those. And then from that point, just draw straight in to the circle. Like that. And again, on this side, straight in to the circle. There you go. And now that we've got the cheeks, or the little whiskers in place, the easiest thing is to just follow the circle. So follow the circle down like this, and again on the other side, and then we'll finish the face by closing off the rest of the circle. And then what you need to do is just finish it off by adding a couple of lines here. So the black bit of his fur will be the top half, and then you have an orange muzzle. So you can actually finish it off by drawing lines like this, down from the eyes to the muzzle. So this bottom bit can be orange and the top bit will be black. That's his face done. Good stuff. Now we need to draw his paws. So if you use this line as reference, this will be the bottom of his feet. And what you need to do is just draw small little paws in the middle. So those will be sort of like bars of soap, I suppose. 2 little bars of soap, like that, somewhere along the bottom of the line and just around the middle. And then if you go up to your middle line here, draw a sort of a curved V shape, like that. That'll be the top of his paws, his legs. And then from the middle down to the leg, paw, sorry, middle down to the paw. Those are the 2 front paws. In order to close this off, what you need to do is draw a curved line from his head down to his paw. So use this line as a reference, but don't draw down it. So just start from here, curve around to the end, like that. And again from the other side. Start there, curve down. There's little Litten. And to add the rear legs, use these 2 boxes here as your reference. So I'm just going to add small legs like that. There you go. You can show them in. You can always draw a little tail on if you want. And now for the little stripes on his feet, just draw a couple of curved lines like that. Those sort of rainbow shaped lines across. Again, just before, like that. If you like, you can also finish it off by adding 2 little lines on either paw, like that. There we go. That is little Litten in black and white. Next step is to add a little bit of colour. We've got some water brush pens, so we're going to use shades of red, yellow, and we've got black here. Or is it purple? I'm not sure. Anyway, so best place to start is with the oranges. So I'm just going to put some oranges on the cheeks on this. And then once you've coloured in the orangey bits, just shade it in black. So what I like to do with this is not just go for strictly black, but add sort of grey and purple tones as well, to make him look a little bit more magical. And lastly, add a little bit of yellow for his eyes. Now you can't beat his very iconic eyes, so I'm just going to add some yellow in there, like so. And there we have it. It's little Litten. So if you found this useful, guys, give us a little like. And if you want to suggest another Pokemon or another gaming character for our next video, just mention it in the comments here, or on Discord, or on Instagram. So till next time, thank you very much for watching. See you later.